Hello, thanks for joining me. So I finally have my design theme project finished for Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I started this in September and was supposed to complete it in September, but as many of you know, it was not a good month for me. So I finally have it done and I really love it. It's pretty different than what I've done before in most of my journals. I made the cover from a cardboard box. When you go to Costco and you get, I think this was Cliff Bars or something like that. And so the box that the Cliff Bars come in is very thick and sturdy. So that's what I used for the cover, and I cut it apart and I made the front and back cover and then the spine. I then wrapped the cardboard with packing paper, and I'll show you, this is what it looks like because I haven't done anything to the back. So this is packing paper that comes when you order stuff from Amazon and they want to fill the box. That's what this is. It's thin and, not as thin as tissue, but I didn't have cardstock big enough to cover this cardboard and be able to wrap it around. So I used this packing paper. It is 4 3/4 inches wide by almost 8.5. And I don't normally make journals this big either. So there's the side view. A lot of the items that I put in here are from my shop as well, and I will point those out. So I did a lot of layering on the front cover. This material here is denim. It is a natural colored denim. And first I frayed the edges and made it quite big so that it could be, a really nice fluffy fringe. So I fringed all the way around, and then I sewed all the way around the denim so that it would stop it from fraying any further, and glued that down to the cover. Then I matted this red cardstock here, or burgundy cardstock. The image is printed on presentation paper, and I spoke about this in a previous video, just a couple of videos back, about printing on presentation paper and how vibrant it is. So I will link that video below, and I will also link to presentation paper that I find on Amazon. So I sewed around that image and then adhered it to the red cardstock. And then I did some layering with some fibers, banners. Banner is sewed all the way around. And a little mason jar, and this crochet cotton. It's got this gold tinsel stuff running through it. Just looks like this. Where's the end at? Here we go. So I have that wrapped around the mason jar, and then I have a garment pin, which I sell in my shop, as well as this fiber. And it's holding this little birdhouse charm, which is so stinking cute. I love it. I'll hold it up for you so you can see. And then this is a tag that comes in the kit, and I just topped it with some of that gold twine. The spine looks like this, and it measures just over 2.5 inches, so it's like 2 5/8 inches wide. Again, matted red cardstock, and then this image is from the kit, of course, and I sewed around the image and then added it to the red cardstock. This bead dangle is a bracelet that I made. I took apart. I just took off a section of it, with all of these fall colored beads and these sparkly gold ones. I just love this bracelet, but I wasn't ever going to wear it, so it matches this kit perfectly, so I just took off a section. And then so let's see, and then at the top it's attached with a garment pin, and I just have some crocheted trim there. So this binding is called the Easy Twine binding, and I did it with brown elastic instead of string. I could never get the Easy Twine binding to be tight enough for me to be happy with it, and so I tried it with the elastic and I love it. It's super tight. My signatures or booklets or whatever you want to call them, they don't sag, so I just love it. So on the ends of this, after I tied it around, I just attached these little balls here, kind of like Debbie's dangles, but now I have dangles. The closure is also elastic twine around this toggle type button, wooden button, and I will link to a couple of kits in my shop. It's called a junk journal closure kit, and in that kit has several different really cool buttons and some elastic and seam binding and eyelets, basically everything you need to do closures. So I just have this loop around the elastic because I can extend it. I can take out the loop if the book gets fatter and I need more space. So I will take you inside. Oh, and this is just attached with some chenille yarn that I have. So the inside front cover has a paper bag. I left the gussets open. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think that's a little bit better. It's just one of the Michael Celebrate It bags, and I left the gussets and open at the top so I can put in tags or notes or lists or whatever in here, and there's lots of space, so I love that. Here I just have this mason jar, and the mason jar is a die cut from Sizzix by Lori Whitlock, and I love it because it's nice and big. It is 3 3/4 inches wide and 5 1/4 inches tall. So I did a lot of sewing in this journal, by the way. The everything is sewn on to this die cut. This is glassine bag, which I stock, and I just cut this little shape out of the top so that I could make it a pocket. And I just have this tag in here that's from the kit. It is lined on the back with an index card. I have added trims from Amanda Charlesworth, who is Scrimpy's Lace Closet. And then they're actually meant for pockets or journal cards. They come in the kit. I just cut them with the die so that I could make the lid. Again, this is all sewn on. The lace is sewn on. There is also a pocket in the back, and this is where the glassine bag, joins. So I really love these. They're so super cute. So this is the pocket of the lunch bag, when it's closed. And I just took some of that denim I frayed all the way around, and then I sewed it in the squiggly lines. And then this is a circle die that I have, and I added a flower and a button and the twine that goes through the button. And I just did a video on how to easily attach buttons. So here is first page, and this comes in the kit. I sewed it onto in the next card. This leaf is Tim Holtz Tattered Leaves die. All of these little words and phrases, those come in the kit. I have a coffee dyed banner here and some trim. And this trim right here is from Lavish Laces. I love how dainty it is. I sewed around the perimeter of all of the pages because when I made this journal or these signatures, I only had single-sided presentation paper, so I printed out all of the pages and I wanted them back to back, so I just roughly stitched, not all the way around, but stitched enough so that they were adhered together. So I haven't dated any of this because my intention was to start this for October 1st, but of course I couldn't finish this then, so it'll probably be November that I will start this. And so this is the month at a glance, and this is an add-on for Summer's End, and I will include all of that information below for you so you can find it easily. This little tag, I just have some gold twine, the little fibers, and some vintage butcher's twine, and again it has lines on the back. And I just did some layering down here in the corner. Then there is the week at a glance, and again just some layers, button and a flower, banners. And then I have this tag. This trim I also just started stocking. This is the I guess it's like a maroon burgundy leaf trim, so pretty. So I just cut a section off, put it through the hole, tied it to this twine with the gold twine. And then again a layer down here in the corner. So then the next signature has this tag in here, and it is lined on the back. And then this is a glassine bag that I cut down, made it into a pocket, and then I have this square scalloped edge dies, and just added that to the front with some fiber. This heart comes from the mason jar die, and there are two different hearts that are included, so I just added that one there, and then the coffee dyed banner. So this section has all white paper as the base. This was already made. I took it out of a Midori type book. So I just added some doily tucks here. These doilies I stock, and I just added a little cluster here. I didn't do all of the pages. I did like every few pages. It says, "Oh, happy day." These little flowers come from Michael's, the Recollections brand flowers. I did all the stitching on all of the words. all of the, you know, the doily cuts, everything. All the tags. Oops, this way. So I will just skip the white pages. Here's the center of the signature, and that's the elastic. This one says smile. This one is backed with cardstock. I like the flowers hanging over the side. This one has the gold twine around the trim. This one says cherish. Grateful. This is, hold on, I'm gonna turn my noises off really quick, because guess who's dinging me? It's Debbie. Hold on, I'm just telling her I'll be right back. Okay. So these are craft envelopes. They're recycled envelopes that I sell in the shop. And what I did was I cut a rectangle out of the front, and then I sewed this piece of, it's like wax paper sheets that I purchased, and I sewed it around to make a window. But it flips open like this. The flap of the envelope, I put this burgundy cardstock on so that it makes a tuck spot for this tag. And then inside the glassine envelope, I have this mason jar. And again, this trim comes from Amanda. And then on the front of it, I have this So Beautiful stitched that I just glued onto the glassine bag, and then this cute little tag. I love these. They're so cute. So before I closed the envelope back up, I did sew all the way around with it open. While it was still open, I sewed all the way around, because these are, I think, 9¼ inches tall, so I had to cut both ends, and then with the envelope wide open, I did all of the stitching. So then here's next signature, and I have this in my shop as well, this little turquoise pom-pom trim, and on a little garment pin here is a little charm, and it's actually got a turquoise colored stone in it. Is so cute. I have some trim. So that is just stuck to the page there. And then here is more weak. And some layering down here at the bottom. This one I put up at the top. And here's another pocket and another mason jar. This one says grateful. And then a glassine bag, and this really pretty trim is also from Amanda. I just love the vibrancy of the digis. So beautiful. So this just goes back in here. Some more layers. And another doily tuck here. So pretty. Just have this flower, heart fibers. The other side. this is a little piece of a doily, and then the yellow flower and a little red button. And then these pages also came from a Midori style book, and I just took it out of that one and to put in here. There's another journal card. And this one, I was going to make more, but this was so tedious that I decided not to. So I punched out a bunch of little mason jars with this wax paper, and then I punched out the top of the mason jar with cardstock, added a couple of leaves and a little glittered flower. I just love how that looks. It just looks cute to me. And on this side, there's doily pieces. I just have this flower. And then on this one, some fibers and some gold twine. And then this banner, and I adhered some leaves down the side. Here's another piece of a doily. And at any point, if I need to take any of these out so that I can write better, I can do that. They just slide right out of the elastic, which is really, really nice. Some more leaf trim. And on this section, what I did was I punched a bunch of these Stampin' Up! Tabs, and they're random. They don't go in, in order. But all of the fronts have a little red flower. They each have a word from the kit and a little piece of the crocheted trim and an enamel dot that I also make. So all of the fronts have that. And then all of the backs have a flower, a button, and the twine. And this comes in the kit. This is like the graph paper. And so I just printed out several of them and put them back to back. So this one here says create. And again, there's a flower in the back. This one says Oh Happy Day. I just love how this looks. All the tabs are, they're not lined up, and I just love that look. Another flower here. This one says Cherish. This one says Smile. This one says Grateful. This one says Yes I Can. And then I repeated 3 of them, so this one says Love, Create, and Yes I Can. Then the back cover is just like the front cover. I have a mason jar here in the pocket with the button, and then on the inside I just have extra mason jars. So the front cover has 2 extra mason jars, and then the back pocket has extra mason jars. So that is it. And I am so happy. Just want to put these in nicer. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I love it. Love, love, love it. Haven't decided what I'm going to do to the back. I think I want to, layer some cardstock and an image, but while I was working on it, I didn't want it, to get scratched up on the table, so I can add that later. But I love the way the edge looks, and, everything that sticks out, and it's just so tactile, and I just love it. It was so much fun to make. So much fun to make. So then the elastic just goes around like this. Let me get my finger in here. And then around the toggle like that. And that's it. Love it. So, thank you so much for joining. Head over to Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I will put links below to the kits, and I will put links to products that I used, and the tutorial for the button gluing on buttons the easy way. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.